Welcome to Soul Sync. Guys, we have such an incredible surprise for y'all, and we're going to be announcing it live on 2/22 at, you guessed it, 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
With the angel numbers, y'all can only guess that this is going to be epic and so aligned.
We're doing a free giveaway, so show up to get all the details.
We can't wait to see you there. We love you.
Love you.
Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another week at Soul Sync, hanging with your favorite spiritual besties.
It's your girls, Taylor
and Sammy,
and we're here to help you have a deeper relationship with yourself and your spirituality to transform and expand your life.
Today, we are going to be talking all about how the past is not your story to embody. So as you guys probably see, Taylor and I are recording together, and what you don't know is that we've spent 20 minutes getting the fucking giggles.
They never fully come out. I don't know what it is. And when we're in person, it's even worse, believe it or not.
It is so bad, but it's probably because we are in Connecticut. Taylor came to stay with us for my birthday. So we've just been having so much fucking fun. And for those of you guys who do not know, that is from New Girl Schmidt, 29.
29. Which I say all the time because I'm 29, but now she has to say 26. For all the New Girls fans out there.
Which there has to be a ton, because if you guys are in this community, you like to fucking laugh, right? So I feel like when it comes to the topic today, we really just wanted to kind of talk about how coming back to a place where maybe a lot of things happened, or, you know, you might feel tempted to go back into old ways, or you're hanging out with old people who you used to be a different version of yourself, and now you're here introducing the new version of yourself, and you're just like, wow, this all feels like a lot of emotions, a lot of memories, just a lot of things coming up all at once. We want to talk to you about how just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it needs to be your story now. Every single day you wake up a new version of yourself, so you really have that opportunity to move towards who you want to be no matter what happened yesterday. Like, say fuck it, say goodbye, and you always have this opportunity to redefine that and then go ahead and follow through with those actions. And that's kind of what we've been doing here this weekend.
Literally, like changing the narrative, I feel like, which is so powerful because like we actually do have the power to do that. Like anything from the past, we could just take and give it like a whole new meaning now. Because one of my favorite quotes, and I feel like I've read this like online years ago, and it always stuck with me, is once you realize your past is just a story, it no longer has control over you. Because it's so true. It's like things from our past we talk about, and like it brings up old emotions and it can bring you right back to where you are. But in hindsight, like it's just a story of how you got to where you are today. We can't change the past, we can't go backwards. We shouldn't want to go backwards, like your life starts today and we're in the now, and it's all what you create from the lessons you learned from the past. So it's good to utilize it as a tool rather than something that is like bringing you down and like anchoring you down or like holding you and keeping you in the past, We're in the now. We're the new version of ourselves every day. And who are we today?
Whoever we want to be.
Exactly.
And I think a really key tip to forgiving the past is being open to forgive. Taylor and I, not only do we have the giggles, but we were like, okay, we need to ground ourselves. We're just about to do a podcast. This is our year anniversary too, which is amazing because we did our first ever podcast on February 1st. So we really wanted to do this in person. But we did a meditation, and it was all about forgiving yourself and forgiving the people around you. And that's really how you let go of your past. That's really how you change your story, is you have to forgive, you have to let go, and you have to release that old story, those old beliefs, that old version of you, so that you can step into the life that you really want and that you really embody,
Yeah.
And I think especially if you're someone like me where you've moved to another state, or you moved outside of the country, or even you just left your hometown, it can be like literally a town over, and you're gonna feel an energetic difference. And I think something that I was very much so aware of within this trip home is how much I was thinking about past things that had happened, or how I was, having these old feelings and old emotions. And just, I could feel inner teenager Sammy coming out a
Mm.
lot of the trip. And I got to choose, like, wow. I can do this differently, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a little challenging. There were times that Taylor was holding me down. I was so mad we had to go and do some deadlifts. Like we were definitely working out the
Hmm.
fucking past, but that's really what you have to do sometimes. And it really comes down to, can I forgive myself? Can I forgive these situations that have happened? Because at the end of the day, our past makes us who we are right now. And I know that that's something Taylor and I are really proud of, because we've just come so far. And that's the other side of it too. Like coming home, I get to see, like, wow, 5 years ago, I hadn't lost my weight yet. I was still in a toxic relationship. Like, my life felt like it was crumbling. I hadn't graduated college. Like, so much of my life was different. And when we look back at it, that's such a short period of time.
Very.
Mhm.
It could feel long, like a long road, but this lifetime is very quick. So it's like stop and smell the roses every once in a while, but in a good way, like just to see how far you've come.
So, one thing that we really want to talk to you guys about is how to handle being around people that might not have changed, right? I know that for me, I've been like eight different versions of Sammy since I've left Connecticut a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm learning about myself every single day because I'm constantly up leveling. I'm constantly having new hobbies, new interests, new things to talk about. And I'm very like, go, go, go. So when I come home, as much as I love all of my family and my friends, and it's so amazing, I will be honest, there are some things that are a little challenging for me. And some of that has to do with others not growing or changing in the direction I am, especially in regards to spirituality.
Hmm.
One thing that's super big for me is, y'all know I am a sage and Palo Santo queen. So when I come to a new space, especially if I'm sleeping there, I need to sage. I Palo Santo every single day. And the people in my life, most of my friends do that, but it's not to the level that I do it. Like I'm doing it every single day. So for me, it's kind of about, how can I find this balance of still honoring myself and honoring, protecting my aura, protecting my energy, making sure I'm taking care of myself, while also making sure that everyone else is comfortable too. So one thing that I had done is, my family, they'll totally let me sage like once or twice, but an everyday thing isn't really the vibe for the entire house. So personally, what I do is I will still do my room because that's something I have control over. And then there's a lot of other methods that you can do. Like you can get a candle, you can use pots and pans, and you can go around and
Oh
just like
yeah.
bang them to like
Hmm.
get out any negative energy or get out any like old vibes. And why I'm bringing up this example is because I'm coming back to a past version of myself, right? And as you guys know, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know my story. I lost 60 pounds. I was really in a hard place, and I woke up spiritually, and it's just been a evolution of growth since then. So I use this example because when I come home, I want to make sure I protect that growth. I protect that peace, especially spiritually and energetically, because I'm constantly making sure that I'm in a high vibration. I'm feeling good. And when you're staying in a house, like for me, we were staying with like five people here, like that's a lot of other people's energy. So I want to make sure that I'm protecting myself, right? But I'm also doing it in a way that honors and respects how other people feel too. And I do feel like that's important, because just because I grew so much in that way doesn't mean that everyone else is going to be on the same path as you. And that really is okay. Like that's
Yes.
okay. It's allowed.
Hmm. It really is. And like you said, like we can outgrow people
Hmm.
sometimes. So it can be easy if you're still kind of like, around them a lot and they're suggesting things to do, but that was like what your past self
Hmm.
would be like. Your past self would be super down to go out drinking or do the unhealthy habits or just revert back to like old ways that are
Hmm.
old you would resonate with and the new you the now just doesn't. So it's okay to be like, listen, that's not me anymore. And maybe to even like clue them in if they're kind of like, what, you always turn down doing this. Like, I don't resonate with that. That's not me anymore. So if the ones that matter don't mind, and the
Hmm.
ones that mind don't matter. You ever
Hmm.
hear that quote? It's so true.
It really
So it's
is.
like as you grow, so do the quality of the people around you.
Hmm.
Because not only are you attracting that to you, but you're getting rid of, and they'll just naturally fall off also if you don't want to be like, yeah, this isn't working anymore. Like this friendship isn't benefiting me, or like this relationship isn't whatever. Like I really do feel like people naturally fall off in life, and it's just like part of life.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what's really interesting, just coming back from this perspective of coming home and seeing so many people from like my past and my high school and just people I haven't even thought about in years, you really notice those who have grown and changed.
Hmm.
And there were some people who really surprised me, like one of my brother's friends was asking us all about Reiki and she was so interested in the energy work. And I was like, wow, like I loved this conversation. Like
Hmm.
I don't think I've talked about this kind of stuff so deeply with her before. So that was like amazing. So it's amazing to see, wow, people are really expanding their minds and
Hmm.
we're actually having more in common now than maybe we had in the past. But then you also see that other side of things too, where you're like, oh, okay, so that person's in the exact same spot. Haven't really done anything different. And you know that if they are somebody that falls off, it kind of gives you that closure of like this was a good decision, like this
Yes.
was the right decision,
Hmm.
and you might have some feelings or some things might pop up or you might have things that you need to work through because of it, but you still have that clarity of like, yeah, I made the right decision and this is why, and the proof is in the pudding, and it gives you that kind of just clarity.
Yes, absolutely. Because, like, we make the conscious decision to not be our past selves,
Hmm.
and to just get rid of things that are, like, still holding us to that version of ourselves. You slowly learn how to release those. Like, you don't like something about yourself, learn about it, maybe,
Hmm.
like, Google it. Like, there are a ton of courses online. Like, if there's something, I don't know, in the way that you present yourself that you're just like, I don't know, like, I don't resonate with that person anymore. Like, learn how to change. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I can't find the word. If you don't know how to talk properly in a podcast, Google it. Take a course on how to be a great conversationalist. And that's how you level up at the same time. So it's like you level up and you keep doing it. And then all of a sudden you like look back and you're like, holy shit, I'm like all the way up here.
Hmm.
You're like, it's such a far way down. I didn't even realize. So it really is like something to just give yourself time and grace with. And it's a conscious decision at the end of the day. Like, do you want to stay the same and getting the same results, living the same life, getting the same feelings, stuff like
Hmm.
that? Or do you want to like move and change and evolve and grow? And there's so many different aspects to life that you can do that with, like endless career, relationship, hometown,
Finances,
finances, friend group, animals, literally
adventure,
your
travel.
hair, like anything, just whatever, which is like kind of amazing too. Like
Hmm.
you can morph your life any way that you want it to look. So how do you want it to look? And fucking do it. And what are you waiting for?
You are so funny, but I love your point of where you were saying that you can also expand and
Mhm.
like how far and big do you want it to go? Because I know for myself that not only did I really realized that my past does not embody who I am to this day, and I always have. But like, when you come back to that environment, you really see that. But
Mhm.
it also gives you that inspiration to think bigger. Like I feel like coming home and connecting with my younger self, like she has a vision. She had a vision. She never wanted anybody to go through the pain that she went through. So that's why I became a coach, and just coming home and seeing my clients in person, which Taylor and I should totally do like a quickie, like 15-minute episode for you guys, just talking about all of the fun wellness things that we did for my birthday and like did
Mhm.
for the weekend to fill you guys in. Um, but yeah, like doing all of those things, I felt so inspired. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to hit more. Like, and even for my birthday wish, like, I wished for Lotus Lifts. Like, I wish to serve. I wish for my purpose. So it just brings back that creativity and that desire. And for me, it is a desire to be great.
Mhm.
Like, I just want to be fucking great in everything that I do for myself, for my clients, for the people around me. Like I want to be the next Tony Robbins, flat out. I've been watching him a lot. I fucking love him.
And so
Mm-hmm.
it is. The female Tony Robbins. I feel like there's a lineup for that,
Probably.
but you can be the head of it
I'll probably get a
eventually.
ton of competition, but it's all about authenticity. And hey, at least I'm going that big, right? Like, what if people are like, yo, I want to be the next, like, Kesha? Like, no one remembers her.
Be the next Kesha. Which I don't know if anyone's ever said ever. I'm just kidding. We love you, Kesha. Sponsor us. Come on, the Soul Sync.
This episode is brought to you by Ebb Flow, a yoga, meditation, and massage studio where wellness isn't just a routine, it's a ritual. Whether you're looking to melt into a soul soothing massage, and trust me, they're amazing, flow through an energizing hot yoga class, or quiet your mind with guided meditation, Ebb Flow is the place to go deeper into relaxation, into movement, into yourself. So if you're in Asbury Park, New Jersey, or you're flying in just like me, treat yourself to the experience you deserve. Join the waitlist now at ebbandflownj.com and click the link in the show notes for more details. We cannot wait to see you there.
Ready to elevate your mind, body, and soul? Lotus Lifts, founded by Sammy Roos, blends holistic healing, fitness, and energy work to help you feel your absolute best. Whether it's one-on-one coaching, movement-based healing in the Lotus Lifts Collective, or spiritual growth, Sammy's intuitive approach will guide you to balance and vitality for a happier and healthier life. I should know because I have been a Lotus babe for over a year now, and let me tell you, it has been like the best year of my life for my health. I have just been feeling amazing. So take it from me. All the details you need are going to be in her website, so check that out in the show notes to get started to transform your life with Lotus Lifts, where wellness meets awakening. Now back to the episode.
No, I really do. I did like her as, in middle school,
Me
but
too. Oh my God,
I
Timber.
haven't thought of her in
That
years.
song went hard.
Yeah.
Timber went hard.
So it's like you want to be somebody that everybody knows, Like you want to help, you want to serve. At least I do.
Exactly what we're doing. And our purpose for being here and choosing to start the podcast, that's also something like just quantum leaping. Like to just be like, I don't resonate with my past self. I don't resonate with this version of myself. Who do I want to leap into?
Yeah, and that's why your past literally cannot dictate who you are, right? Like you cannot have your past be evidence or proof of what can come because at the end of the day, especially with the future and especially with quantum leaping, like I've never talked on stage in front of thousands of people before. Yeah, I'm comparing and saying that I want to be Tony Robbins. So it's like I haven't done that before. But if I fucking quantum leaped and I did it, like I'm not thinking about middle school Sammy who had stage fright. Like I'm thinking as my next self, wow, how can I impact as many people as possible as quickly as possible? And that way, I'm not even worried about the fear because I'm too busy on what do I have to share and what do they need to hear right now.
Yes. Oh my God. And really good inspiration also is just, or motivation too, is looking at your past selves and thinking and remembering what you were trying to accomplish back then and realizing that you already did it. You know what I mean? Like looking back at vision boards, reading old journal entries. It's like so amazing to just be like, wow, like I did that and look at who I am today. Look at what I let go of. And like, even if it could have been very hard, a very long journey, like it's all worth it. And I mean, we're still creating ourselves every single day, every second of every day. Our routines, our habits, they literally morph us into who we are and where we want to be at.
100%. I mean, guys, take it Taylor as an example. She went to the gym at 5 a.m. Well, not really. We woke up at like 5 a.m. and then we got to the gym for 6. But the day before, she was up at 4:30 to come to me, and she got here at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a 3-hour commute.
Yeah, I was gonna say for you guys who don't know, it's a commute. Like, who is she? Old Taylor, she would never. I mean, new Taylor is gonna go slow with that one, but But it just goes to show, like, literally, you don't have to stay stuck in the old narrative if you don't want to. And I could literally wake up every morning and just say to, like, affirm to myself, I love waking up early.
Mm.
Like, me now, I love waking up early. It's so easy,
Mm-hmm.
effortless. I get so much more done.
Mm-hmm.
Will I do that? Maybe. It's a conscious decision.
Yeah, and I love Taylor's perspective of it's easy. I was actually talking to
Mhm.
one of my clients at the event, and she was just talking about how she's writing forgiveness letters for her family, and she feels like it's hard. She was like, it's just so hard. And she kept saying that over and over and over again.
Mm.
Forgiving them is hard, communicating with them is hard, thinking about it is hard, writing the forgiveness letters is hard. And I said to her, I was like, I know that thinking about times and trauma that has happened in your life and making the conscious decision to forgive it and to let go of it, it's hard because at the end of the day, sometimes when you go through a lot of trauma, you kind of identify as
Mhm.
that. Like, I know for me, I was always like, oh, well, my dad left. Like, that was a big identity for me. Whether or not people kind of like realize that, that's how I saw myself as somebody that was always left. So, I said, I get that it's hard, but you need to tell yourself that it's easy. And you need to say that it's easy. And I was like, whether you're not, you believe it or not, that's something that's going to build over time. That's
Mhm.
something that you're going to work on. And it's something that's going to happen as you do it. Because as she starts the forgiveness letter, as she continues to do it, as she burns them, I have written, I mean, double digit forgiveness letters for people in my life who have hurt me. Like top 5 people in my life who have broke my heart have gotten so many forgiveness letters because you think that you forgive them. And like I said, you come back to a time or you have a similar situation, and next thing you know, you're like, ooh, this wound is wide open. And
Mhm.
that's basically what she's doing with the forgiveness letter is she's opening up the wound herself. Like she's choosing to open up the wound, but she's also choosing to forgive it. And we can continue to say that that's hard, but to me, that just sounds like a decision, and a decision can be easy. Is it going to take work? Yeah, probably. Like you have to write the forgiveness letter, you have to
Mhm.
burn it, you have to, actually think about it and actually forgive it. But at the end of the day, it can be easy. And it's going to be easy if you tell yourself it's going to be easy and you continue to program that into your brain, then it's hard.
Yes. Oh my God. Like we have so much more control than I think we realize
Hmm.
as humans, you know? Like there's divine intervention, there's divine timing.
Hmm.
Like there are certain things I believe that are placed for you that kind of find you when it's supposed to and the right time on your individual journey. But we have so much conscious control over the way we think, the way we talk, the way we nourish our mind, body,
Hmm.
soul. Like, are you doing spiritual routines? Do you have good spiritual hygiene? Like, do you take care of your body? Like, it's just, it all comes down to like what you are willing to do and put
Hmm.
in to yourself and what you are trying to get out of this life. Like what do you want out of life? What are your goals? We're only here one time. Maybe take a step back and just really analyze like your day to day. What are you
Hmm.
actually doing? What are you actually trying to accomplish? What are you actually trying to feel like? And what people do you want to surround yourself with? And what kind of person do you want to be in this world?
Hmm.
Because I mean, some people really don't give a shit like about that type of thing. But I think there's nothing more beautiful than helping someone. And I know that Sammy feels the same way. And it's just like the most beautiful thing that you can do for anyone is just like hold their hand and be there for them. Not only help us become whole and feel complete and feel happy, it's gonna help so many other people at the same time. So it's really just like a win-win-win situation. So tell me again your excuses. Tell me again.
Yeah, because you know what? It's really easy to be comfortable and it's easy to sit in the same spot. But honestly, in my opinion, there is nothing more sad. Whether or not I come home and I feel amazing or I'm still working on my healing journey, I am able to be so proud of myself because I know that I'm coming home a new version and I know that I'm doing the work on myself and I know that I'm putting that effort and that intention in. And it's so sad when you see people in the same habits, in the same shitty routines, and nobody can help anybody except
Mm-hmm.
themselves, you know? And we can be our own worst energy or our own worst enemy, but also energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, we
For
could
real.
be fucking both because at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, we control our energy. So I feel like when you have the past constantly in your brain and you're thinking about it and you're reminiscing and you're letting it control your life, just it's just so sad, you know?
Yeah, you get
Like,
in that cycle.
yeah. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it just feels like a storm cloud and
Mm-hmm.
it's just following you around, you know? And the only one that can make the sunshine is them. So you see it from the outside in, and you can hug and you can send prayers and you can do everything that you can do. But at the end of the day, we have to make the conscious decisions for ourselves to forgive ourselves, to let the past go, and to redefine what and who we want to be, like Taylor was just saying. And
Mm-hmm.
I think just the more we can focus on that for ourselves, Taylor has an amazing quote. It's not my circus, not my monkeys. And that's for all situations, like any and all situations, no matter how much you love someone, no matter how close that you are. Not your circus, not your monkeys, just focus on you. And until you feel fucking amazing within yourself, then you can go out and work on helping other people, you know? But the more you pour into you,
Mm-hmm.
the more you're going to show up better for everyone else too.
Exactly. It's funny. I usually say it the opposite. I
Oh,
say, not my monkeys, not my circus. But you could literally
I've
say
been
it.
saying this wrong forever, girl. Ever.
Well, it's still right.
Guys,
Like,
that's
you know?
hilarious. I feel like I must have like word dyslexia. I'm pretty sure I made that shit up. But seriously, I will like swap words sometimes just very randomly. Um
It still makes sense though. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Sometimes it does. So
Hmm.
it's probably ingrained in there. So we're just gonna be saying it opposite.
That's gonna be the soul sing quote
I
now.
know.
It's not my circus, not my monkeys.
And that's why we're safe like that.
Hmm.
Oh, well, I feel like we gave them so many goodies today. I feel like this is a great time for you guys to just reminisce and really think about because I know this topic in itself is going to bring up some stuff, you
Yeah.
know? So definitely take your time. For me, some things I love to do when I'm thinking is journal for sure. I love shower clearing, so I've been taking like 2 or 3 showers a day, like not crazy long, maybe 3 to 5 minutes just to
Hmm.
wash off my body and clear the energy and Palo Santoing like crazy. Because at the end of the day, as you release your past, you need to call in the good energy that you want to feel, right? So Palo
Hmm.
Santo is magical for that.
But yeah, I think we did leave you with some perspective, some things to think about, some things to journal about.
Mm-hmm.
Any feelings you get, just allow.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my best advice. And feel your feelings. The past is not you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not you. You don't have to go back.
You're allowed to change. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to grow. You're
Hmm.
allowed to blossom into a beautiful
Hmm.
flower. Like you're allowed to do whatever you want. You're allowed to send this to your best friend, you know, and be like, Queen, you need this shit. Like
Hmm.
you need to stop letting your past define you. And I believe in you, you know? You're allowed to do whatever you want and say whatever you want and embody whatever you want because you're your own human.
Hmm.
So take your power back. Like if anything, I think that's probably the biggest thing of this conversation is like with allowing the past to stop embodying you, you are taking your power back. You are making a new decision.
I love that.
And that's probably the most powerful thing that you could ever do for yourself.
Yes. Okay. People, rewind it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this again. Send
Mm-hmm.
it to a friend or
Mm-hmm.
just share it with the rest of the world
Yeah.
because someone's going to need to hear it.
And you know what? I have some homework for you guys. I feel like one good thing for you to do is to make an audio and just tell yourself affirmations of, I am so powerful. My past is my past. I forgive it, I release it, I look onto a bigger, brighter future. My future is already planned with beautiful blessings, beautiful prosperity, and I can have anything that I want. One thing that I love to tell myself all the time is source is my supplier, right? Source
Mm.
is fucking amazing. It created everything that we see, that we do. So if that's your supplier, girl, you can get anything that you want in this
Mm-hmm.
life. So just think about what you're calling in. Think about characteristics that your higher self may have, right? Especially if, think about your past self, what you didn't like, and then you can write affirmations to reshape that, right? So for me, one of them was I used to binge eat, right? So maybe it's like, okay, now I'm going to say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have such a happy, healthy relationship with food, right? Because I want to feel happy and I want to feel healthy when I'm eating my food. So just think about what was my past? How did this make me feel? And then create affirmations and then do an audio and you can listen to them every morning when
Love
you're
it.
on a hot girl walk, when you're getting ready, when you're doing your skincare, when you're at the gym. Honestly, whenever you just think of it, you can play them and that's going to help you embody this next level version of yourself a lot faster and easier.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
people better jump on that.
Mm, mm,
That's
mm,
good advice.
mm,
Like your own guided meditation.
mm.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, and you're hearing your own voice, so that makes the reprogramming that much more
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the new Tony Robbins.
Girl, that's just my
She's already
dream.
started.
I would love to accomplish that. Can you guys
Mhm.
imagine, like 20 years
Yes.
from now, we go back and watch this video, the
Yes, I can.
recordings?
And so it is.
Come with me, guys.
My future self is Tony Robbins. Future is now. So we're gonna claim it.
Period.
And in the meantime, everyone, that's your homework.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We love you. Thank you for having us for the entire last year. We have so many goodies that we are so excited for this year within our platform. So stay tuned and continue to have fun and live your best life.
Oh, period. Where can I find you?
You guys can find me at Sammy Roos underscore on all platforms.
Soul Sync SB.
Yep.
Baby.
Mm-hmm.
On where?
Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram.
And one more?
And our Ask Us, right? Period. That's normally
Ask us.
Taylor's, so I'm
Yeah,
proud that
I
I
was
remembered all
testing.
that. Yeah, she really
I was
was. She's like a
testing you.
year of listening. Do you actually listen?
And Sammy. And then melt underscore
Mhm,
ebb and flow. NJ
mhm.
on Instagram to follow me.
Period. All right. Well, I hope you guys have the best day of your lives, and we'll catch you next week.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.